Well, hello there and welcome to my art studio. My name is Paula and I'm a visual artist from Dublin in Ireland. And if, like me, you have been deliberating or you had deliberated over whether to start your YouTube channel or whether to start Instagram, which was best for you, are you over the hill? Is it too late? I'm going to be sharing some insights today on what has worked best for me and give you some of my own insights into which social media platform I feel works really well for an artist who's looking to grow their own art business. So if that's something you're interested, stick with me and I'll share a little bit more about what I've learned, what works, what doesn't work, and hopefully you'll learn something along the way. So honestly, I think there's never been a better time to be an artist and to be able to sell your work, because there are hundreds of thousands, millions of people, billions of people out there that you can actually connect to. So it's no longer about your geographical locality and how you reach those people within your area, although there's a lot to be said for that as well. But nowadays with social media, there are so many aspects to how we can grow, how we can get our artwork out there, and how we can sell our artwork. I have been on YouTube just for a couple of years and only recently come back to it the last couple of months. And I've seen a huge amount of growth, which has been fantastic. Whereas Instagram, I've been on it for quite some time. And I feel like the growth there for me now is a lot slower. I probably also didn't take Instagram as seriously as I should have at the beginning. But hey, hindsight is a great thing, isn't it really, So let's look at Instagram. So Instagram, when you open Instagram, I would say it's not too late to start Instagram. I know some people who have really been making a huge amount of progress and growth on Instagram, particularly if you are wanting to do things like education and helping people understand things. So if you're giving people value and service and content that is going to help move them forward, there's huge growth in that. But when you open Instagram, I mean, it's a visual gallery, really, isn't it? It's quick, it's pretty, and really, for the most part, it's a very obvious choice as an artist to put your work there, because it is just, you open it up and you've got your 9, I think, is it 9, is it 12? 9 images that can really showcase your work. And the first thing is with Instagram is it is really your visual portfolio, and that's an amazing thing. So if you're directing people to your Instagram, then they get to see exactly what your work is about. So if you're using it for that, use it for that. Don't use it for family photographs or, I don't know, the latest meal you've had out with your other half or something like that. Use it for your art. If it's your art business and you're wanting to grow that art business, use it exactly for that. I have had galleries, or if I'm applying for various things like grants, all of that kind of stuff. So many people now ask for your Instagram handle, or I know some people use Facebook, and they want to see. So it's really a showcase of what you do. So just think of it as it's your shop window, and your shop window isn't going to be maybe your 15-year-old going to their first dance or something like that. It's going to be, although that's lovely, and that might be good for stories, but what you really need to think of is Instagram is, this is my shop. What does it say about me? How are my photographs? What does it tell the world when they first come? And you only have a very few short amount of seconds for people to make a call on whether they want to stick around your page, whether they want to follow you or not. That leads me on to the other thing, quick engagement. Instagram is all about quick engagement. So you post a picture and it's there, and the scroll is the scroll. So it moves on very, very quickly. And so it's all about that quick bite, and people move on. They either like it, they comment, or they don't. And you have that very, very small. So it's really about a sprint. Within 24 hours, that post will be gone, if not sooner. So people don't go to Instagram for longevity. They're going for something pretty, something that makes them feel good about themselves. I want to see something that they really can relate to or aspire to. So let your Instagram page be an inspirational place, a place where they go, oh my goodness, that work is so beautiful. I can see it in my hallway, or I can see it above my bed, or wherever, that they want to know more about you as an artist and want to experience more of your art. Another thing that Instagram is fantastic for is selling. So selling through reels, which are actually much easier now to use than they used to be. So you can get templates. They're on Instagram. You just go into the reels and go into templates, and you can just drop in your own media in there. So your videos or your photography, choose a song, and it makes a reel for you. And it's very captivating. So you can sell in reels, and you can also sell in your stories as well. So I do a lot of work on my stories, and I put a lot of links in, or a lot of polls or questions, or message me if this is something that you're interested in. So there's a lot of ways to capture people's attention, but again, it's very quick. We have very, very short time frames of what we're able to concentrate on and what we're willing to take on board. It's all about the consumer, consuming fast, fast, fast. But you can sell on Instagram if you're clever about it and if you sow the right seeds. And again, it's about that storytelling. What story are you telling? Is your work something that people want to aspire to have in their homes? And how can you showcase that? And what stories are you telling about your inspiration behind the work, or where you would hang it, or some of the things that people have said about your work. So when they've purchased your work, maybe they've gotten back to you and said, this work has just beautifully landed in my home, and I just stop and look at it every time I walk past it, and it's brought so much joy. Share all of that in your stories or on your reels. It is very, very captivating. The other thing that Instagram is really good for is networking, and we often forget about this side of things. But so many of the contacts and the networks that I have made are through galleries and through interior designers. And interior designers are amazing. So galleries will take 40 to 50%, sometimes more, of your takings, and you need to keep that into account. Another fantastic way, though, is through interior designers that I mentioned. Interior designers are always looking for beautiful, unique, lovely, lovely work from artists. This is a kind of a local, not necessarily a local one, but it can work very well for local artists. And they're looking for works of art to finish off the projects that they've been working on. It is a fantastic way to meet and work alongside with other interior designers. Some of the interior designers that I've worked with have bought some of my work for some of their clients that they're working for. I've also lent some work to them, and they go in magazine shoots, and that's been fantastic because it gives you a whole other breadth of other clients that would not necessarily know about your work. And it's a brilliant way to showcase your work. So interior designers and galleries, that's an amazing way to network, but also networking with clients, potential clients who like your work and who would love to see more of your work in their homes. And one way that I do this is really through direct messages. So DMs in Instagram are fantastic. And so if people answer a poll and it's very specific about, would you like to know more about this artwork? It's a great way to open up those conversations for those people who are really, really interested and are considering purchasing your work. And then you can send links and you can answer questions and all that kind of stuff. And it's amazing for things like that. So the thing is with Instagram, it is so fast paced. It is a beautiful showcase of having your work out there in the world. But it's also very, very, very easy to just get into the scroll and your work to get lost as well, unless you are being very consistent with it. So there's pros and cons to it. You have to be very consistent with it and know that it's about a sprint as opposed to a marathon, which leads me on to my next one. Stick with me. Now let's talk about YouTube. So YouTube isn't just for entertainment, and I know there's a lot of entertaining stuff on there, but when you think of your own usage of YouTube, what do you use it for? I know personally, I will use YouTube for so many different things, on how to hang a picture, how to frame, how to print, how to sell through a gallery, how to tile my bathroom. It can be anything and everything. And that's the beauty about YouTube that I absolutely love. And it is an amazing way. I guess it depends on what you're hoping to achieve with using YouTube. I think YouTube for artists is an amazing way to share their skill sets and also share what they have learned. So exactly what I'm doing now, like sharing what I have learned and hoping it's going to help somebody else. So it's an amazing way to give service and to give value back to people. And I would say it's not too late to start your YouTube channel, particularly if you are in my age bracket. It is a phenomenal way to grow and to see more reach. I would say for me, Instagram really is about selling my work, and that's very much to do with clients that are potentially buyers. And Instagram for me is really about explaining how I got here and what has helped me the most, and hoping that that's going to help others. So Instagram I use really for selling, and YouTube at the moment, the way I'm going is it's really about education, and I love YouTube for that. I think it is phenomenal. I think it works really, really well. The thing with YouTube is it really is a marathon, and I know that I said Instagram is a sprint because it's so fast paced. Well, YouTube is really a marathon, and the thing about YouTube is once you post something, it stays there and it can still gain momentum. It doesn't fall off into the abyss somewhere off the endless scroll. It's on your page and people can find it fairly simply. The longer videos are fantastic because it really helps people deep dive into some of those issues and some of the things that they want to find out more about. It's an amazing way for you to share your process or your story. I know lots of artists share a lot about their process, and or even share how-tos, how to make this painting, how to mix these colors. And it really helps you be in a position to be a teacher from what you've learned and help other people grow in their own art businesses. And I love that. So you can position yourself as almost like an expert from what you have learned and where you have gone. The other thing about YouTube is it's evergreen. So evergreen content means it's there like the whole time, unlike Instagram, which disappears, as I said, into the scroll. YouTube is there on your page and people can find it very, very easily. And it doesn't disappear into the void. It's there, and you can post today and it'll still be there in a year's time, and people will still watch it and they'll still learn from it and engage with it. And I just love that whole evergreen thing. It doesn't just fade away. It's still there for many years to come. Another thing with YouTube is the reach is huge. And I know Instagram, the algorithm has a huge reach and it's global, but YouTube is phenomenal and it's still growing. And there are so many people who are still getting on board with YouTube and making their channels. YouTube is now like second to Netflix for people, what people watch and what people want to see and what people consume. And so there is still a huge amount of growth within YouTube. So make that channel, just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm winging it like completely. I might have a fancy microphone, but that's just really recent. I'm using my phone to record this, and it's really an amazing search engine, and the reach, as I said, is global. And there are so many people out there who would love to learn from what you know and what you showcase. It's an amazing place for tutorials and artist tips and buying advice and all of the things that you know that you have learned or want to know more about. It's an amazing place for you to do that. And your reach on YouTube exceeds far more than it ever will on Instagram. So that's another thing to think about. The other thing with YouTube is the passive income potential. And I know I spoke about this in another video. I've just recently got monetized, and that's amazing. I don't make any huge amount of money from that as yet. But I think as artists, to have multiple streams of income is amazing. I mean, it's wonderful to be able to sell your work and to be able to showcase your work, and clients come to you and you sell it. But this is just like another little cherry on top, and just spreading yourself out a little bit more, that you have other avenues. And for years I have thought about teaching and all that kind of stuff, and this just feels very natural to me. It didn't always feel natural at the beginning. This has come over time, but now it just feels a lot more natural than it used to. And I would say that the passive income potential is amazing. I know there are many people who sell courses or sell one-to-ones or do all sorts of different things, and it can have a really good knock-on effect on not just your YouTube channel, but how you end up making even more income from that as well. So there's a lot to consider with YouTube as well. Not only the longevity, but the potential to earn money through YouTube as well. But let's be real, YouTube does take time, and it takes time to film and to figure that out. And that has taken me a while to figure out over time, and to do the editing and the planning the videos and making sure that the lighting is right or the microphone is on, which I have been known to forget to do all of those things. And it requires a lot more effort than just taking a pretty picture. But I would say out of the two, at the moment, my YouTube channel is growing much more than my Instagram. And although I am selling on Instagram, and I sell, I would say, consistently on Instagram. I give people a way to buy, not directly through Instagram, there's no way to do that, but to point people to my website. But I feel like with YouTube, it really is the long game, and it can be really worth it if you're willing to put some time and effort into learning how to do those things. So my challenge to you is go and start your YouTube channel, or go and figure out how to record your own video. At the moment, as I said, I'm recording on my phone. I have an iPhone. It's an old iPhone. I think it's a 12. It's nothing fancy, but I just press record, and it's on a teeny tiny little tripod, and then I upload it. And I try and do this that I don't have to edit it, because it just makes more sense. So if I say a lot of and ands, it's because of that. I just want to put it out. I don't want it to be perfect and sleek, because I don't have capacity for that. And I'm still learning. As I said, I'm still winging. So my challenge to you is just go and record yourself. Get yourself a YouTube channel and see how you get on, and just start, because it is an amazing platform to really find a bit more reach, to find other people who are looking for what you already do, and you have the knowledge and the skill set, even if that means that you're 1 or 2 steps ahead. But it is a long haul game. I would say it's worth doing both. If you have time and capacity to do both, and to start an Instagram page, it's very quick and it's simple. And if you have capacity to do YouTube, then do that. But if you're going to choose one over the other, the question I would ask is, are you wanting to sell directly your art? And if so, I would say Instagram is a very good way to do that. Or are you wanting to showcase and share more about your process and your art practice? And then if that's the case, and you want to teach and all that kind of stuff, then YouTube is really good. I hope this has been helpful. As I said, I don't actually edit very much. I might do a little bit of editing on this. But I hope it's been helpful. If you do like these videos, let me know. And if there's anything else that I can help with, like in terms of if you're looking for other videos in and around growing your art business. I would love to know suggestions below, and I'll take them into account on the next ones that I do. Have a fantastic day. If you don't already subscribe, please do, and like, because it makes such a huge difference for small creators like me. And keep creative, and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, let me know in the comments below, or if there's any questions that you have, pop them in there too. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe. It helps so much with this teeny tiny little channel of mine. Or if you have any suggestions for another art related video to do in the future, I would love to hear your thoughts. In the meantime, keep creative, guys, and don't forget, put your artwork out there. The world needs to see it.